Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. We're back here in, I believe it's the Old Timers Farm. I'm actually checking out the local dealership, which is Class. And just got done talking with the representative. I was here first thing in the morning because, well, I'm a farmer and I'm up, you know, at the crack of dawn. It's a little after 6:30 this morning, so just wanted to get in here and talk with some of them and get an idea of the area. And they've already hooked me up. We have things changed around at the farm a little bit, and I was actually here to pick up our fuel trailer. So of course, you know, gotta go with the Thunder Creek because, well, why not? 3-year tank warranty. Nice. This is one of the pickups that we're rolling in. This is the Lizard Super Duty, not the Ford Super Duty, though I do have the Ford Super Duty. I wanted to change things up a little bit and kind of go with some Lizard products here and there instead of the usual ones that I tend to roll with, just to see how much of a difference there is, if any. And I do have the single rear axle. I do really like that Lizard script on the back of the truck too. So let's get on out of here, head back to the farm. We already have our fuel trailer filled up with diesel and DEF. So here's the inside of the cabin, if you guys haven't seen. And I have a brand new pickup truck that just released this morning, well, the day of my recording. I don't know if this is the same day I'm going to be releasing this, because the same day that I'm recording this would be the same day that I would release it, but Missouri is out for American Truck Sim. So I think as soon, and that's from what Steam tells me, releases in an hour from me recording this. So as soon as I get done recording this and making the edits and getting it uploaded, I'm going to switch over to American Truck Sim, get that downloaded, and start getting into that so I can get my hours logged for my trucking company. Need 1,500 miles. I do drive for Southern Justice Trucking. If you guys were not aware of that. Alright, that was supposed to turn off. I don't know why that didn't turn off. I should have that mod enabled. Speaking of mods, I do have a mod, I believe a conflict going on here. As we pull up into our old timers farm. You can see that we have made a few adjustments. So let me go drop off the trailer. We're gonna put it over by the farm. I do have a company coming out to give me an estimate. We do have some free-range chickens, so be careful. Don't want an early lunch yet. Let's put it on. I'll put on this. Yes, I hear ya. You guys have food, plus whatever you're picking up off the ground. Yeah, we're gonna have to back this up almost to the fence there because I do have a door on this side of the barn. So the mod conflict that I have, and I know it's a mod conflict because I have disabled the use of everything but mouse and keyboard. But it still acts like when I'm in builder mode, it acts like there's something else controlling it, type of deal. So yeah, this is the house I went with. I definitely replaced the very basic farmhouse from, like, I believe that's in Riverbend Springs, I believe is that farmhouse. So we got the Lizard Super Duty, and then we do have a Chevy 2500 HD ZR2 Duramax diesel. Oh yeah, this thing's a beast. Will that close around that, or am I gonna have issues? Must just missed. And my dog is barking at something. I don't know what. Maybe a mailman? It seems a little early for mail, but hard to say. So there's a weird pause. That is why. So probably the reason I went with this house instead of some of the other ones is because he is back here. And, well, we have laundry here that I could not remove. So I kind of worked it in. So we have our little brick path walking around back here. Thought about making it a little bit bigger and have a back porch entertainment area type of deal set up, but figured at the very least I'll be nice and have him on the path. And I'm gonna have to go yell at my dog to shut up here if he keeps it up. I don't know if you guys can hear him in the background. I do apologize. Oh, where are the lights? Duh, there they are. So all I have in here is our Unitrack, which I love this thing. I don't know if you guys realize just how much I love it. I do have a 3-point front end coming soon for that, so that way we can take it off and put it on as needed. I didn't see a need for it yet. It is September. I probably will. I hope I can get that in time for winter, so that way I can get a snowplow attachment for it. And just use this to get rid of snow, maybe a snow blower. I'm not sure. But of course, we do have our utility tractor with all of the fixins and the Kubota setup. I do have a couple John Deere, but we'll get to that because the shop in town is class. That is kind of what I try to make this farm be, is a class farm. So we do have our utility trailer here, so that way if we need to take that anywhere and do work, we can, along with our dump truck. So again, you know, doing yard cleanups and whatnot, we can use that. So as you can tell, we do have free-range chickens. Oh, hello. Coming to see me. Okay. For every single farm, or, you know, animal area, I did get 20 of each. So 20 babies, 20, I think it's like 6-month-old. And then I think the next step up is 18-month adults, essentially, I think, or next step below adults. So I did 20 of each for each pen. The exception being the sheep, where I did sheep that way as well as the goats. So we do have both goats and sheep. For some reason, I thought ducks was an option, but maybe I didn't pay attention enough. Maybe they'd be over here. Nope. Just chickens. So nothing wrong with that. We'll work with it. Of course, we do have a small shed that we have fenced off. Just need to get our wood and such sawed up, so that way we can start getting that built. And of course, I think we're going to need concrete and shingles and things like that. So we'll probably end up making those. Sorry, I'm adjusting my mic here if it sounds a little funky. So we're going to be building some of those buildings to get that stuff made up as well. This is for pig feed, because I do plan on getting a pig pen built somewhere. I know I have a few areas that I can use, but I wanted to be preemptive in that and just be able to have that in a spot here for that. This is a relatively new one. I don't remember how new, but this is our all-in-one production. So when I say all-in-one, I mean it. Once it saves, of course. And unfortunately, it's not entirely 100% all-in-one because it doesn't do any fermenting that I've been able to find, because it doesn't accept grass. But you can see here just everything, all the incoming materials that it accepts, and all the outgoing products. So we can do quite a few things. This barn is still the same. It is our hay barn. And we have actually put bales up here. I guess hay and straw. So we have started putting bales up here. There we go. I was say, I don't know if I can fit through there. So it is kind of unique the way this is set up and the way it actually will show the bales. But we'll eventually work on trying to get this completely packed full, but we will see. I think it's a nice little unique solution to wherever the stairs are, to storing said bales. And if we can actually get this entire barn packed full, that would be awesome. We do have a Kubota front loader with one of these setups. I do really like this, and the idea that you can pick up bales with this and spear them to hold onto them is awesome. And I should be able to pick up, in theory, as long as it's not too heavy for that thing, I should be able to, in theory, pick up 2 square bales minimum. And because the all-in-one does not deal with grass, fermenting, and whatnot, this is what we have here. Fermenting silo with grass dryer. So this is why I dropped my grass in earlier after feeding out my sheep. So I just love the fact that some of these buildings are tagged with the Old Timers Farm logo. Gotta let go of that. There we go. I forgot I had that on because I was doing a few things earlier. Let's turn that off. Wait, did that just say enabled? Okay, that said enabled, unless I accidentally hit the fly. Okay, that's disabled. Yeah, I don't want flight inactive. We've already been there and done that on this map. So we do have a lot of our grass setups. This is what I'm hoping I can put on my Unitrack. This thing has, I think I have it set up for either 10 meter or 30 meter width. I don't remember, but this is the lizard part of the Lizard Colossus set, and means I don't have to run a back mower at all. So we do have, if we need to do contracts, we do have this to enable us to go to and from without actually having to road our harvester. Plus, this is the header rack, which is nice. I don't think I'm going to be actually running the Volvo on it. This guy, we kept it because I kind of figured I'd use it to be able to move things around on the farm if need be. I might eventually sell it off, but it's just a nice little, it's nice to have a little day cab on the farm just so we can move things around. So, like I said, with that poking into the, almost in the back of the cab, you'll see my other semi-trucks that we will most likely be putting this on, especially to haul some of our harvester and whatnot. So we do have our windrow pickup, as well as our square bale pickup, because there is our square baler. We do have an actual windrower in case I decide I don't want to use that and I just want to pick it up loose. So that is how we are doing with that. Our plow and our cultivator are in here as well. Our tedder and our wrapper, if we want to do silage bales. Let's check out our sheep pen. Sheep and goat. So these are what I went with. I can't even say the correct term, but they have the black body and white fur, white wool. Basically, in my opinion, you know, one of the more iconic looking sheep. And of course, we do have quite a few goats in here. Easy with those horns, buddy. I'm sorry. You're not a guy. Whoops! Like I said, we do have 3 different levels of growth in here. We have little baby goats that are 3 months. I think this one said it was... Yeah, this one's 8 months. What about you? You're 8 months. Okay, you're a goat. You're 16. All right, so 3, 8, and 16 are the different ones, at least for in here. They do have red lighting as well as their feed in here if they don't want to eat much on grass. I think this is still grass, but you know, and of course they're fine on water. Let's get over to our cattle barn. We did harvest that field over there. It's sitting in our silo now. I think it was wheat. We'll check it out when we get over there, but that's our new silage system there. Our silo system. And we went with the brown Swiss cows this time around. Again, 3 different age levels at this point. Beautiful girl. This barn here, I need to make sure it's going to be working right. This is supposed to have an automated system. Do I need to go in and enable that? Let's see here. I'm not seeing anything that says I need to enable anything, so I should be all right. Should be doing it automatic, but maybe not. Basically, what this is designed to do is whenever there's feed that's needed in there, it's supposed to pull the correct amount from all of these, including the mineral feed over here in the little silo. Fill the mixer, and that mixer is supposed to automatically come around and go in and fill it up. But I don't see it doing that. So we may have to make sure we get it a good start and get it going with TMR, at least having it available in here for the cattle to eat. We are a milk barn. This is a milk barn, so that should make things a little bit easier, a little bit nicer. It's just not, you know, fattening them up just for slaughter. It's, you know, trying to take a little bit more care of them so that way we can get their milk and sell that as well. While we're over here in this corner of our farm. Long walk around here. We do have, this is our lime mill. So as we collect rocks from our field, we can bring them in here and it'll grind it up into lime. So that way we will be making our own lime. Sometimes I wish modders wouldn't do this as far as, you know, being able to line things up. Because a lot of that stuff should be able to do just fine on your own, but that's just me. So yeah, you put stones in and you get lime out. Plain and simple. No water needed. And according to this, for every 50 stones, you get 150 lime. Sounds simple enough. We'll go over all of this up for certain. We do have a sawmill over here as well. We can drop logs off here and they will process. Our helpers inside will process them. We can, obviously we'll get sawdust and things like that, but. Okay, what exactly are you again? That's right, you're a distributor. So we are going to be planting some garden beds and whatnot. And that is actually designed for a focal point, you know, centralized point. To be able to have product and such in there, and it gets distributed evenly to whatever greenhouses, things like that. So we can put manure in there, solid fert, seeds, solid fert, or manure, solid fertilizer, solid fert, and water. Speaking of water, this was an open pit essentially. And yes, I can hop it, but at the very least, you know, because we really don't have too many lights around the farm, which I like. We have just enough to be able to see what you need to do. Yeah, I did kind of drive through here overnight, but yeah. But I wanted to make sure that we are staying safe. So if we have any visitors to the farm, they're not going to drive their vehicles in here. Kids can't easily access this. We do have a gate here so we can back a trailer up into here so we can fill up. Plus, I have a man gate over there, so we have relatively easy access to the pumps. And this as well, just in case. Because it is clean, fresh water, and it's designed for animal use or garden use, not human consumption. Honestly, if it's a hot enough day, I'm going to be taking a dip in that. Plain and simple. And didn't say skinny dip, but at the very least, take a dip. So this is our silo system. I believe this is actually found on... Well, nope, that's not the screen I wanted. It's under construction for certain, but I'm pretty sure it's, I think it's down here under factories. See, that's what I'm talking about. My mouse is up here in the top part where it's wanting to go, but it's clicking back. And I don't understand that. And even when I'm like working in a field, if I don't touch the mouse and keyboard and it's automatically being, doing a job, it'll act like it doesn't sense the mouse and keyboard and senses something else. I have nothing else plugged into my computer. And I'm assuming it's a mod conflict. But anyway, this particular thing, this is a silo with corn dryer. This is actually found under factories. I don't think this is a mod because I don't see any indication that it's a mod, but it could be. I thought I had something set up to where if it was a mod, it would tell me what the mod or name and things like that. But unfortunately it doesn't, so I apologize. I don't remember if this is a mod or where, or rather who made it, if that's the case. I think at one point, I must have found it in kingmods.net, but I really do like this kind of American, well, clearly American, American style silos. So I do have a couple other massive silo complexes I hope to use in the future for other projects, but yeah. So I initially had this up on the wall because, as you can see here, it tells me how much is in our silo system. I couldn't tell if it was actually registering anything. Maybe so my thoughts were maybe it's a little too far being on this wall as opposed to over here. So that's why I have that there and this one. So those are freestanding, as you can tell, and that is actually works out quite nicely being right there. But yeah, basically, after I thought about removing those two, but when you're pulling up and you have the option of quick glance over here. All right, what's in here for me to pick up? Or, maybe look over here as you're, sitting here waiting to go. Or, a couple of options for you to see what exactly is in our silo system. I do not currently have any propane, so I'm not concerned about whether or not we're drying anything. So, yeah. Hey, look, a grain truck. So we do have a wheel loader as well with forks. Don't really have any other attachments for that, but we do have that. Hi, Mr. Chicken or Miss Chicken. Yeah, let's go in this door. So you've seen me use this before. I do like this shop. I've used it, I think, more than I actually realized I have. But yeah, we have more than a few classes in here. We have the 410 Arion, of course, in my personal favorite colors. Because if I can do my tractors in my colors, I will. And right now, I have this black and almost like an off-white. Well, actually, that white. It's a little bit of an off-white. And I do have two roosters, so don't mind them. It's a little bit of an off-white, but I do like it. And the other color, I haven't figured out an actual color that I prefer because I haven't saved it yet, apparently. Or maybe it's because I haven't been able to save it. Is like a lime green. Not exactly that kind, but almost like a highlighter type green. I'll put it that way. Yeah, this is 960 Axion with a kind of unique front part for cleaning up around the farm. This is one of our ones that we're going to be doing quite a bit of heavy work. 870 Axion, I'm sorry. Because we do have quite a few weights on the front of it. This is going to be probably something we're going to put a seater on. A 960 Axion with the TerraTrack. I just really like the look of this particular tractor with this rear tracks. The ones that look like this, they're all right, but that's just something a little bit more unique in my opinion. And of course, we do have the beast, the Xerion 12.650. And this thing, we have more than enough weights. And we do have xenon lights going on, but also when you turn it on, we have orange accents throughout. It is color changing, but I do like the orange right now. We may change it in the future, but we will see. Yeah, we haven't weights. We even have weights back here. They gave us that as an option. It's like, hey, do you want the weights package? Well, can they be removed? Yeah. Then sure, why not? We'd be stupid not to take that. So we took that as an option. It was driving this for one of the first times was a little unique with all the extra weight on it, but we made it home safe and sound. And this is one that is not, doesn't articulate in the center. Both the front and rear axles turn. So that is a little bit nice change of pace for that. Oop. Let's open the door, please. Thank you. Yeah, I just like the way this farm looks, the shed looks. And I actually didn't have this as an original part to this farm, but I was looking back here, because I just had the back of this. That's why the lights are up there already, because I had already put that down. And I'm like, well, I kind of like the light that gives off. I'm like, but I kind of want something else back here. And then it dawned on me that we had all those sheds around the perimeter of the farm. And I'm like, well, let's see if I can find something that's about the right width and put it back here. And with the issues I'm having, it works out for the placement. So now let's get into the big barn. Let's go through the little people door. Oh, chickens got in here. I may have to put in a little doggy style door for these chickens so they can get in and out if they want to be in here. At the same time, I'm going to have to probably get a power washer in here once in a while. Make sure the floors stay nice and clean. So here's our header, Lizard Draper E-line to go with our Klaus E-line. Haven't been able to use this. I used the Case IH combine that we had at when we first bought the farm, and I used that to harvest that wheat field. So we sold that off. I do have a 12-row planter to go with the 12-row header that we got back there. I might upgrade to a 24-row planter. We will see. I'm going to see how this one works because I do want to plant. Oh, chicken running around. I heard it tapping, like, what the heck's going on? Just that guy running. I'm hoping that's what it is, and it's not a pilot light clicking on and off. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to give this a shot because I do want to do some planting with it first, and then decide if we're going to upgrade. Then this is our cedar, Bergol cedar. I do have a weight sitting here again. This is a weight that we bought the entire heaviest package, so we can take off weights if we want. But yeah, here is our corn header for the harvester, the E-line harvester. And up here we do have some herbicide tanks as well as liquid fert tanks because I really didn't have anywhere else to put them. And I'll show you in a second. We do have a couple of big bags left over from the previous owner. They didn't want them, so I'm gonna make sure I use those first. And I do have a pallet jack, so when we do need to go to start pulling those are the newer ones, so if we get to those, I'll be surprised. Those will get moved over to the shelves that we have over here once we sell through or use those, not sell, but use. But yeah, in order to move that stuff up there, I do have a pallet jack that I'm going to use this to put up there so we can get that close to the edge. Yeah, it's all a little complicated, or it can be. And of course, our grain auger wagon is a Demco 2200. I do have my favorite unrealistic rock picker, because I don't mind picking rocks with this, but if it's, you know, the 3-meter width style pickup, nah, I'm not doing that. I do have a fiber dash trailer. This is set up to where we can put the sprayer on the back and just haul everything down to the field at once. This is our brand new TLX Phoenix. This just dropped in the mod hub this morning. I think it was this morning. It was either this morning or yesterday, but I'm pretty sure it was this morning. For date reference, today is April 3rd. So, yeah. So, yeah, we have that truck. We do have this Peterbilt. Beautiful truck. Basically, it was a used truck that I bought. Well, that and the other truck that I have. The two trailers are identical. The Load King Distinction triple hoppers. And yes, they are a little modded. But I didn't mod them, so we're good. Again, same trailer as that one. But this one... Huh. I thought one of these were supposed to be the... Ooh. I'm gonna have to make sure that we didn't run in the side of the barn down there. Sorry, I just happened to see that up there. It just looks like a heater, which is fine. Yeah, I thought this was the other truck that was part of that pack, but no, it's a Peterbilt as well, so I may have to change that up and swap one for Peterbilt, or not Peterbilt, Kenworth. There's a W900 that I thought I did one of these on, but apparently not, so we'll have to change that. The only two John Deeres I have are my spreader and my sprayer. We do have a 4730 sprayer. I don't think I've ever used this particular sprayer before, but it'll take a little bit to get used to that. And then we do have an R4045 spreader. I'm pretty sure I've used this, but it might have been mostly in the sprayer format. This does have, the bed does come off. That one just comes as is. This one has the sprayer attachment and then a spreader attachment, which is what this is. And it has a sprayer. And you can also set this up to where on that little platform ledge on both sides, basically you can put basically rest for the arms, which this doesn't really have anything like that. Yeah, kinda right there, looks like. But yeah, it kind of helps keep them in line and keep them from bouncing around as you're going down the road like that. We have also ended up, well, let me just go up these. There we go. I'm just gonna walk right through this tractor then. Okay. So we have loaded up on just about everything. As you can see here. We got, I believe this is fert. Yeah, solid fertilizer, seeds. I believe this is lime, just to get us going. I do have what we already talked about, the mill to grind down the rock that we pull out from the fields so we can get lime that way. This is just kind of get us in the right direction, because it's going to take a bit to get quite a bit of rock to basically get any kind of lime. So I just want to make sure that we were having a head start. I do have liquid fert up top, and I do have herbicide down there. These big bins do not fit on these shelves. They're just a little too tall. That's why we have them down there above the work area. So, and these doors here are And I like these doors. I call these airplane doors. Just because they fold up like this. But I think we're going to call it there, guys. This may be another one that I may try to work in. A lot of times after I do the second video, I do sometimes just say screw it and delete it as is. But this one I think I might keep and occasionally hop on and play, whether it's on video, and that'll be a different story, but well, at least do what we can that way. So guys, as always, if you happen to like what you see, if you catch yourself watching more than one of my videos, please do us both a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That bell will let you be notified of every single video post and not just select few here and there. If you made it this far in the video, guys, I want to say thank you, and I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. And I truly hope that you all have a very wonderful rest of your day and rest of your week or weekend, depending on when you're watching this. So with all that being said, guys, we'll catch you in the next episode. So take care. Peace.